Alright, welcome back to Fast Gadgets. So I'm out here on a very nice evening with my doggies, Meadow, down on the ground here, and my buddy Pixie, who's shivering because somebody just came over to pick up my son and she's really freaked out. Anyway, just wanted to talk about a couple of technology issues and get your impression and what you think. I was really interested in the fact that, you know, over the years, when you think of computer technology, the computers we used to use, the big desktops, which I know to some extent are still being used, were slowly replaced in sales by laptops, and then laptops were slowly replaced. Well, they weren't replaced, but they were beaten in sales by ultra portables and tablets and all that. And then now we're seeing smartphone technology has replaced sales of tablets, and the tablet market, as many of us know, has pretty much slumped and more than flattened out. It's downright slumped. Dell even admitted that they would no longer create their Venue Pro series or their Venue line of tablets, which were really good tablets. And Microsoft is closing down their Nokia line, so supposedly there's going to be a Surface phone coming out in the future, but there's concerns that even that won't be a likelihood. They say that Microsoft phones comprise all of 0.6% of the smartphone market, so I don't know if Microsoft's going to stick around. When they're saying that it's flattening out for the big guys like Samsung and iPhone, there is some concern that the smartphone boom is over, and what we're going to see from here on out is a real problem for those companies that are extremely dependent on smartphone sales, like Apple and, of course, Samsung. And they were pointing out in this article by Business Insider that in 2014, we saw a sales increase of 10.6% over 2015. Excuse me, 2015, we saw an increase of 10.6%. And this year, only a 1.6 increase in sales over 2015. So that curve has definitely straightened out, and with 1%, it's a minor degree, a minor margin, and I expect to see a drop. And thinking about smartphones, I got to thinking of why. I have my opinion. If you've seen my video, why you don't need a Galaxy Note 7, aside from the fact that they're blowing up, I just have to make fun of Samsung here. They're all geeked about sealed phones and how it's water resistant. Well, I have an old phone that's water resistant too, and it's not permanently sealed. You can take the back off. It's a Kyocera phone. I think it's I forget if it's the Hydrowave or what it was called, but it's a great little phone, a very nice smartphone. And I only paid 39 bucks for it at the time, and I could replace the battery. Think of how much easier it would have been for Samsung if you could simply open the back and replace the battery yourself. Now they're going to be shipping out brand new phones to everybody, and they may have lawsuits on their hands with burning phones. Anyway, that's an aside. So to me, it's possible that that in itself is going to help definitely put a major dent in the smartphone market. When I think of Apple and their iPhone and look at the iPhone 7 versus the iPhone 6, and you look at the performance achievements and increases over the iPhone 6, now I haven't seen any benchmarking, but I'm just going to hazard a wild guess that it's maybe 10 or 20%. Matter of fact, I was looking at the Lenovo Y900. I was just curious, so I checked out Geekbench 3 scores compared to my Lenovo Yoga 2 Pro, which is the i7-4510, and I can't remember, I think it's the 6500 or the 6550 that is inside the Lenovo Yoga Y900, and looking at the scores, I saw perhaps a 10 to 20% performance improvement. I'm not likely to go out and replace this awesome piece of equipment with something that's going to give me a 10 to 15% performance improvement that I'm going to have to pay more than $1,400 for. There's got to be something more in the technology, some type of innovation. I know. We will take away the headphone jack. Now, if Lenovo took away the headphone jack, I would definitely buy a Y900. I am being sarcastic. You probably already figured that out. Yeah, I would not buy a Y900 without a headphone jack. And maybe I'm a little old-fashioned in technology. No, I'm one to embrace new technology. I use Bluetooth headphones. I love all that stuff, especially when I'm at the gym. But let's face it, my Bluetooth headphones, I had 2 sets. I broke them pretty hard on them when I'm working out in the gym. What can I do? Well, I can go anywhere, in any store, anytime, pretty much, and buy a pair of headphones for under $10 that give more than suitable performance that are not Bluetooth. They're just basic headphones, but they work great. I read an article where Apple claimed they had courage for doing this. I don't see it as courage. I really don't think it's courage. Everything Apple does is a calculated decision. That they didn't use courage. That was their decision, and they had a reason to do it. Just ask Pixie. She'll tell you. Right, Pix? So, I don't really see it being courage, but that's just me. So, what's Apple going to do? They said they're going to slow down the releases of the iPhones, but it is their moneymaker. They need to do it. But can they get enough people to continue buying iPhones? Well, the numbers say no. If you look at the slump from the #1 phone sellers, I'm going to have to go with no. It's not looking good. So this is very concerning. Not for me, mind you, but concerning for those that are in the industry that are making these phones. So let me know what you think. Are we in big trouble? Are we going to have to deal with the technology we have on hand? Is it us, the consumer, that's deciding we don't really need the latest, greatest phone, a 10% performance improvement, and missing features like the headphone jack isn't sufficient to make us go out and buy these pieces of technology? I'm giving you my opinion. It's very subjective. I'm saying yes, that's more than enough to make me stay on a phone that's 2 versions older. If you ever watch Dave Cullen on Computing Forever, the man's got a flip phone. And he's happy. He's happy because he's liberated. He feels like he doesn't need that technology. So there are people out there that are saying no to smartphones altogether. I like the utility, so I'm always going to have a smartphone more than likely. Maybe when I get older, I won't worry about it. I'll use a simple phone. I really haven't made my decision on that, but that's later. Another new tidbit of information from the HelloGiggles.com website. I personally have never visited this site before, but this article was actually linked through Slashdot, so I got it off of Slashdot, and I just thought we would look at it together, maybe have a little laugh. So the new yoga book that's out doesn't have a regular keyboard. It actually has a glass screen, so you are, I'm going to say, stuck with a glass screen. And based on the previews and reviews that I've seen, using the glass screen is akin to typing on a tablet on the software keyboard. I personally don't like it. I'm a very fast typist, and I've found that on average I can type 45 to 50 words a minute, and if I'm really paying attention I can get up there to 60 words a minute on a regular tactile keyboard. Now, I've even done this on the Apple MacBook in testing. Went to Best Buy, played around with the Apple MacBooks with their new keyboard, and they were fine. I mean, I even could do it on that keyboard, but a glass screen, although I can keep up, my personal experience has been the keyboard itself, the software, and the system cannot keep up with me. So, as a typist, I really rely on that speed and that ability to type really fast. I really need to be able to have that tactile keyboard. So, I really don't think this is the end of the mechanical keyboard or the physical keyboard. It's not very likely, in my opinion. So there's a couple different videos that are floating around the internet, and looking at this one, Dan Seifert here, it's on the actual Hello Giggles website, you know, he talks about it, and I haven't watched the whole video, but based on my impression, it's not really something I would want to do. But it can do one cool thing. If you like to write, you can put a notepad on top of the glass screen where the keyboard would normally be and write, and that notebook will actually record all your writing and convert it into text. Pretty darn slick. If you, on the other hand, are somebody who really likes to write versus type, I think that's a really powerful utility, and I could see somebody buying it in that case if they're a very slow typer. So that would make sense to me. But do I see this killing off the physical keyboard market in ultra portables? I'm gonna go with never. Again, I'm curious what your opinion is, and I'm one who likes to embrace new technology, and I'm not saying it's not something that I'll never buy, but it's very likely I will never buy it because I really enjoy the physical keyboard aspects when I'm typing. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Always enjoy discussing technology and the changes that are coming out and how the interfaces change and how we change in response to technology. I would love to hear your opinions. I want to thank you for watching, and thank you for those of you who have subscribed. Really appreciate it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. See you next time.